Hi, and welcome to Brush Tips with Cheri. Today we have an awesome, super cute owl moon. How many of you love owls? We all love owls, right? And we all love the summer strawberry moons. So I figured why not incorporate them into one painting? So this is what we have today. We're going to start off with the moon and then work with the background, add the owl in, and then these beautiful, I don't know what they are, cherry blossoms? Should we call them cherry blossoms? We can call them whatever we want, right? Because it's our painting. So today we're going to be using these brushes, of course. Big Daddy, right? We always use him because he gives us the greatest coverage for the whole canvas. And then I also have this smaller brush, which is just a little square brush that we're going to be using for the owl and the flowers. And then this tiny little detail brush. All right, and then our colors today are going to be phthalo green, phthalo blue, black, white, red, purple, yellow, and I know I have orange on there, but I feel like I wanted yellow instead. Remember, there's no rules in art, so we can kind of change things up how we want. We're going to take this Big Daddy here, and I'm going to take a little bit of this yellow, and I'm going to mix it with some of this red to make an orange. And then I'm going to grab a good scoop of white. And remember how I've told you before to always be going in a circular motion when you're going to make a circle before you touch your canvas. And when you feel like you have a good circle going, then touch your canvas. And each time you'll get a really good rounded circle. So I have a lot of paint in there, so I'm just going to add a bunch of white. And just color in this moon. Now I like this colored moon because it gives it like a reddish color, orangish reddish. That's where the strawberry part comes in. And we want this to dry. Just keep going in a really nice circle till you feel like you've got what you like. And I feel like mine's a little crooked, huh? It's hard to paint at an angle. Of course, when I'm at home doing this or at the shop doing this, it's a little different angle. Shoot, so pardon me while I stand in front here to get this good circle going. Perfect. So I want this to dry because this is where our owl is going to go, so we need that to be nice and dry here. Clean off your brush real good. And then what I'm going to do for this background is I want it to be more blue than black. So I'm actually going to grab some of the black, a little bit, bring it into the blue. I kind of pull it to the side a little just to darken up some of that blue. There we go. See how it just darkens up the blue? Now if I were to just take regular blue, it's not very dark with just the black. So you could see the difference. If you choose that you just want the regular blue on there, then please, by all means, just add regular blue. Or if you want it to be solid black. I want you to be creative here. That's what this is for, to get our creative juices flowing, right? Let me add a little bit more black over here. Don't forget about your sides. Like me, I think I forgot about one of my sides on that one. I saw it as I was leaving the house today. I actually forgot it at home. I had to run back home and grab it. Of course, I made it halfway here before I realized that. There we go. And just keep adding. I think I'm going to add a little bit more black to it. I really like the black with the orangish red color moon. And you can see I'm not lifting my brush. I'm going all into a circular, rounded angle. Get real close here. Don't be afraid to bring your brush right up against this moon. If you lose the moon, it's okay. We can always bring it back in. We are going to go around the moon at the end to make sure that we have the moon on top of the sky. We don't want the sky on top of the moon. And you'll be able to see once I start pulling that out how that's going to look. Hit these sides real good. Blow on your canvas, dry it off. Just kidding, don't do that. Don't do that because you might pass out. I'm going to have to put warnings at the beginning and end of the videos now. Or the TV show, you'll have to watch the credits at the end that'll say, warning. If you blow on your painting to dry it, you may pass out. If somebody were to message me like, hey, I passed out while I was blowing on my painting, I would probably just die. And they probably would too from blowing on it. Oh my goodness. All right, so keep adding till you're all filled in. Keep going around in a nice circular motion. Fill it in, fill it in. Now, if you feel like it's too blue, I feel like it's super blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take black and just add straight black to it. I don't want it to be that blue. I feel like the pink shows up from the flowers really, really good when it has more of the black in it. So I'm just going to add some nice black around here. Just keep adding the black. And then, of course, you want to get your bottom. Get the bottom of it so you can lay it to the side. You can hit your side, since I totally forgot to hit this side as I was doing it, and hit your bottom. I like to pull it from the back to the front when I'm doing it, so that way I'm not adding too much more paint to my painting. Let's see how this looks. How's this looking? Here we go. Perfect. Good enough, right? Yay, perfect. I love it. I love it, love it. And then we have to let this dry. So, I'm going to clean off this brush real good while this dries. And then we're going to air dry it. Now you at home, of course, you get to pause, you get to go outside, maybe make a cup of coffee, let the dog out, get a snack. I actually had strawberry rhubarb pie for breakfast, so that would be a great snack for you. I got it from a local pastry shop here. I'm pulling the paint. Oh well, it'll be okay. I can always add that in. I just need this moon to be dry so we can put this. Look how orange that moon is compared to this one. I wonder if it's, I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring my moon back out on top. So I'm going to rinse off my brush really, really good. All that blue in there, my goodness. And I'm just going to grab some of this white and some of this yellow. I'm going to bring in a little yellow and white around the edge just to make it glow. Ah! It's okay, we're just going to make a glowing moon now with a little bit of blue in it. It'll be okay. Now we have some blue in our moon. Let's clean off that brush real good. My moon is a little crooked. It's all right though. Let's just real quick clean this up here. And over here. Just keep adding it. perfect. Oh, I like the glow around it. Wow, I think that really makes it pop. I like what I did there. So we do have, oh, we don't have our fan with us. You know who might have stolen it right out of my container? Little Nico. He likes to take stuff like that. Likes to just come and take it right out of there. Remember, don't pass out when you're doing this. Let it dry. Now, for those of you at home that get kind of nervous about free-handing this kind of stuff, feel free to grab a piece of chalk. The chalk wipes off. I like to use white chalk on the darker colors. If you have a whiter background, you could use a piece of colored chalk, but it does change the color of the canvas a little bit. So you just want to be real careful when you're doing that, when you're using that. Yeah, here we go. It's almost dry. A little bit, couple more seconds and it'll be nice and dry. This will be perfect. Perfect, nice summer night painting. Now I did a really nice fall moon one, which I'm excited about because with the fall season coming up, of course, you're not going to get those little marks on yours like I got on mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix it real quick, okay? I did a real nice fall moon one. So with the, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush fall though, because I really love summer and I really need summer. Okay, now we're going to take this middle guy here. All right, and I want you to just make an outline. I'm going to take this phthalo blue and I'm just going to make more of like an oval shape for my owl. Okay, see my cute little owl? That's where he's going to sit. We'll do the same thing with the head. The head is a little bit more round. And do you see how I have it sitting inside of the other circle? You might not be able to see it too much on the screen there, but that's what it looks like. And then I'm just going to hurry up and paint this blue. Just put a real light coating on. I'm going to let it dry again. I want a nice base coat to just cover up some of that moon. So that way if I miss a spot, we're not looking right through it and we see pink in our owl. We don't want our owls to be see-through. So here we go, just like this. And then the ears, they're pretty simple, just little tiny. I know it's gonna look like a bat for a second, but it's okay. We need to put the ears here so that they dry also. And just kind of color in our cute little owl here. And then we're going to rinse that brush off. We're going to let that dry. In the meantime, we're going to add the tree trunk on. And all I did with that tree trunk was take a little black and a little bit of white. And I don't have a lot of black, so I'll just move some white over into here. It's a lighter gray is what I want to use, just so that it pops. Ooh. And all it is a tree branch. We're not making an actual full-blown tree here. It's just a tree branch. Bring it this way. Just a nice little tree branch. We have lots of trees that I've noticed this year have really hit some big growth spurts in our yard. So when we look up, that's what we see when we're looking at the moon. It seems like all of the tree branches are right in front of it. This guy's going to come right over here and all the way over, bring it up a little bit, could come here a little bit, and then maybe bring another one out this way. There we go, perfect. And just keep connecting it. I need to wet my brush a little bit, wet my paint, and then just add it in here. And when you're making trees, you actually want to do it like almost like you're doing cursive writing. You want it to all just flow together. I'll add a little bit of white to these. It'll make it look real pretty. Like the moon is glowing on it. And it's okay if it's not straight. If you're a little shaky with it, then that's fine too. Like a little caffeine jitters, right? That'll work. Ooh, let's add one right here too. Just because that's kind of neat right there. This is pretty simple. Pretty simple, basic painting here. It is a little bit more time consuming because of the owl. But as far as like the tree trunk, or the tree branch, I should say, and the moon, it's pretty easy, pretty basic. There we go. See how I just kind of connected all these together? Now I don't like that this is all the way to the top, so I'm just going to erase that, which I shouldn't. I should have just added blue over it, but we know how I roll. I just do whatever I want, right? There's no rules here. I'll add a couple more. Just like that. How about that? Perfect. Once we start adding the leaves and the flowers on, you don't even notice any of those little spots that I feel are my mistakes. So let's see how this owl's doing. It's getting dry. It's getting dry. I was kind of worried about this one. It's looking good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add another layer of blue. I'm going to grab some of this purple too and move it over to the blue. Make a purple blue owl. I like to pull the wings out. Not literally out of an owl. That would be mean. I just like to pull the wings out so that you could see where I'm going to have the wings. That's usually where I start with on the owl. Just so that I don't lose sight of my owl either. There we go, perfect. Let's do a little ear here, a little ear here. Some hair, not hair, but feathers. Let's make some cute little feathers for our little owl. Sweet little owl. I don't really, like, we live out towards the country-ish area. I guess you would say it's country. There's a lot of cow farms, cow fields, and cornfields around us. So I guess you would call it the country, but we don't really hear a ton of owls. It's crazy. We hear a lot of coyotes. And I'm trying to think of what else we hear out there. But honestly, not a lot of anything. All right, look at this guy. Look how cute he is. So cute. All right, let's let this layer dry. And then we're going to grab some of this green and yellow and pull some of this green over to this phthalo green, some bright yellow over to the phthalo green. I shouldn't have slept in this morning. When I sleep in, I tend to my brain doesn't function right. And all I'm gonna do is just start throwing some of this greenery on here. And I do like the yellow on there, more yellow than green. Let's see, where do I have these at? And you see I'm just going from side to side here. I'm not really doing anything too fancy here. There we go, side to side. Let's throw a couple here. Throw a couple on here. Once we add these flowers on, it's really going to make a huge difference. So I'm just filling these in, then I can come back in later. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow to these ones. Then I can come back in later and play with it, where I can add just some more of the greenery. All it is just a quick little hit with your brush, okay? Don't overthink when you do these leaves here. It's just super, super quick. You can even add a little bit of green and white, make it like a mint green kind of. I feel like that's always real pretty too against the black. Black, blue. Perfect. I love it. Not every tree color is the same. Oh my gosh, speaking of trees, we had goats the other day at our house. I rented them and they ate this big tree branch. And Nico kept pulling it down. And he would pull it down and then they would come up and they would eat it. It was so funny. It was probably the most hilarious thing I ever saw, watching these goats. Okay, now we're gonna take red and white mixed. And this is going to be our flowers. I just do 5 little swoosh marks, like little taps. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how it just makes a nice little flower? It's like a star-like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oop, that guy didn't turn out so well. There we go, got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't have to be 5. And you know what? We can just add a couple of these cute little guys too. See how that just kind of brings it to life? All that greenery to life, adding that nice pink in there. Perfect. I don't want to go too overboard with this because I don't want to lose my focus on the owl here. There we go. That's pretty. Let's add one more in there just to even it out. Let's add a couple of these in here. And then let's go over here and play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, we got a little crooked there. It's all right, we'll clean that up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these ones are a little smaller and that's okay. Throw a couple of these cute little flower buds on there and look at that. Look at how cute that is. All right, we're gonna clean that off. And then I want you to just real quickly grab some of your black. I have blue here because I ran out of black. I'm just gonna hit this with some blue dots. Okay. And then we gotta finish up this owl. Bam, look at that. Look at how pretty. All right, so now I'm gonna take this owl. I'm going to take our little detail brush. I'm going to take some white. And I just want to add some white around the eyes. And I kind of bring them up into like a cat's eye, kind of. Now, owl eyes are normally pretty hidden, but let's not make these ones super hidden, okay? I always seem to mess up the left eye. Even when I'm doing my makeup, I still mess up my left eye. Oh well, we'll leave it just like that. It's cute. Now I need to add a beak, so I'm just going to take some more of that white. I got a lot of water on my brush. And all that is a diamond shape, okay? So let that dry real quick. Let's grab some of this blue and white. Mix it together. Let's just add another cute little layer here. And you see how lighter my belly of my owl is? I want that to be light like that. Grab some purple and I'm going to add it to the ear and to the head a little bit just to give it a little separation from the body. And I'm going to grab a little bit of white. Just throw a couple feathers down the belly. See how that kind of brings your owl to life, just adding that character, bringing this guy out. So cute. So this is our finishing touches here. We're going to take some of this black and blue, and I just want you to make this nice and dark. If I had more black, I would add more black to that, but my black is all ran out. Here, you know what? Let me just do it. Let me just not be a slacker. There we go. Give it a nice big eye. Ooh. Ooh, I got a little messy there. Let's clean off that guy. Add some of the yellow orange to the beak. Doop, 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 doop. Obviously yours would be nice and dry. Mine is not. Owls are layers for sure. Then with the other end of your brush, finishing touches bring your owl to life, okay? One dot and another dot, another dot and another. Just to kind of add some texture to the eyeballs. And just like that, we're finished. So of course I want you to take your time on your owl and come up with some really good detail work. And then of course, like all great, amazing artists that we are, we're just going to take our little brush here and sign the bottom. Take credit for your work. Be excited for the things that you do. And thanks for watching.